What is good, everybody? Today is October 3rd, 2022. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, but I want to make a series of videos to kind of explain an injury that I just faced and show my progression over time. So this is kind of like a documentary series or whatever you want to call it. But basically on September 17th, I tore my Achilles tendon playing varsity rugby for McMaster University. I've never had an injury before, so this serious at least, and I want to kind of show my road to progress and make this documentary series. Alright, so basically I'm going to show a video right now that illustrates what actually happened during the game, what my injury looked like, and what my Achilles looked like right after I came off the field during the game. So if you don't like to see this kind of stuff, just skip ahead. It's not that gruesome at all, but if you're sensitive to this, then just skip this to the next part of the video. So that's me over there on the far side of the screen. U of T's kicking the ball. As we just kicked for points to take the lead, I jump up in the air. My landing gets deviated as everyone jumps up to try to catch the ball. Immediately as I land, I'm grabbing my ankle. I knew something was wrong. Didn't know what was wrong. I didn't hear a snap or a pop. People say they usually do when they tear their Achilles, but I couldn't move my foot up and down, so the trainer came onto the field. Somehow I was able to walk off. You can see in the next image that as soon as she took my sock off and assessed my Achilles, right here you can see that divot where my Achilles should be. It was pretty obvious that it was torn. So as you guys just saw, the illustration of my injury, both the video and my foot afterwards, I want to talk about what happened afterwards. So I actually ended up going home that night. I was put into like an air cast after the game with a heel elevation, because the whole point of that is to pretty much try to minimize the distance between the two torn tendons. Having your foot plantar flex, so that's downwards, to minimize the distance between your Achilles. I wasn't actually in any pain, to be honest. I was able to sleep the night off. Just if I was to take the air cast off and try to put any weight on my foot or anything towards neutral, that's when the pain kicked in. Otherwise, it was pretty manageable. I iced it as I was sitting and elevated it, and then that was on a Saturday. So on the Monday, I ended up actually seeing the team doctor, the varsity team doctor in the clinic, in which he did a couple tests, one of them being the Thompson test, pretty much where you squeeze the calf to see if your foot reacts to it. Mine was positive, obviously, further confirming the tendon was ruptured. He recommended me to a specialist. The next day I went to see the orthopedic surgeon. He did the same kind of tests, he did the same overview, and also confirmed that, it was my Achilles. He gave me two options, one being the surgical repair, the other one being the non-surgical procedure. The non-surgical procedure, I'm not too familiar with it, but he emphasized the fact that he kind of recommended the surgical procedure just for a young athlete like myself who wants to regain the full strength in the Achilles and be able to, have a good recovery. He does the procedure that he did on me, so I decided to actually go ahead and do the procedure the next day, which was the Wednesday, and the procedure is called the Speed Bridge Achilles tendon surgery. So you can YouTube that. It's a little bit different from the typical open Achilles surgery, in which uses an instrument, and it's a little bit less invasive, using an instrument into my Achilles and then kind of securing it to the calcaneus or the heel. So yeah, I've never actually had a surgery, so I was a little bit nervous going in, but I was just reassured myself everything would be okay, and that it would be one day closer to, getting back to my norm. So following the operation, after the surgery, when I woke up, I was in a little bit of discomfort, but nothing too bad. I left the hospital probably an hour after, an hour or two after the surgery. When I recovered a little bit, they prescribed me some painkillers, in which I try not to take too many of them. I try to manage the pain as best as I could without them. But the next day after, so the surgery was on Wednesday, the Thursday, that was when the pain was really bad. The Friday was a little bit better, the Saturday still pain. But after the Saturday is when I really started to notice the pain was getting better day by day by day, in which after the surgery I was put into a cast with my foot plantar flex downwards. The cast was hard on the bottom and it was just like a tensor, so soft on the top. I was given instructions to have no weight bearing on my affected right Achilles at all. I was crutching around. One of the good things I did was I ended up investing into a knee scooter. So I don't know if you guys have seen knee scooters, but it's pretty much just a much easier way to transport around. You're much more mobile, it's somewhat more functional, especially for my classes that can be far apart from each other. The knee scooter is really beneficial compared to crutching around. But yeah, life after the surgery, we're about I'm 1 day short of 2 weeks after my operation. Hasn't been too bad. The only difficulties obviously being that I can't drive around. I'm a little bit less independent. I have to rely on someone to drive me to school or to places I need to go to. And obviously not being able to walk on my foot is a little bit annoying, but you know, I'm just in the mindset that day by day, I'm gonna get closer to a full recovery. So this is going to be almost 2 weeks now. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be going in for my first post-op appointment. I believe that we'll be taking off the hard cast, taking out the stitches, and I'll be back into an air cast with multiple heel elevations into my heel to slowly taking them out to bring my foot back to neutral. I'm not sure if I'll be partial weight bearing or what that's going to look like, but I'm looking forward to giving another update once I have more information, and hopefully everything goes well tomorrow and I'll let you guys know. But this is the first video kind of from week 0 to 2 of what it's been like dealing with this injury.